well, that's fine. So, I want to share my bottle with you. This is a thermos double-walled travel bottle. Now, I don't know why I like saying that, but it's just fun to say. The thermos double-walled travel bottle.
Keeps the cold cold and the hot hot.
Pardon me?
So it keeps the cold cold and the hot
It
hot.
keeps the cold cold and the hot hot. It's awesome. Now we're going to do an experiment with this thermos double-walled travel bottle. We're going to take the lid off. See? Now we're going to capture some air. I couldn't get it on fast enough. It all got out. Okay. There. All right, now the air that's in the room is now in the bottle, right? In my thermos double-walled travel bottle. What do you think that air in there is thinking? Let's imagine it could think. What is it thinking?
I can't breathe.
It's dark. I'm trapped. I'm cut off. I'm alone.
Where am I?
Where am I? What the heck is going on? How do I get out of here? Right?
How did I get in here?
What's that?
How did I get in here?
How did I get in there to begin with? What evil mastermind did this to me? Do any of those questions sound like familiar at all? So, let's say that we just leave the air in the bottle, we don't open it. There's going to come a time when it's going to develop an identity around the bottle. Right? It's going to start thinking of itself not as spaciousness. It's going to start thinking of itself as a bottle. It's going to start identifying with its container. Can you see how that might happen?
It's kind of cruel to keep it in there.
Pardon me?
It's kind of cruel to keep it in there.
It seems, yes, like it would be cruel just to leave it in there. But we're going to do it. We're going to leave it in there as a science experiment. And the air in the bottle is going to become quite identified with itself as a bottle. And it's going to, the thoughts, where is my source, where's my, all of that will begin to be supplanted with other kinds of thoughts. Like what? What might it sound like? By the time that the thoughts of the air now become identified with the bottle, what is it going to be thinking about?
Am I cold?
Pardon me?
Am I hot? Am I cold?
Am I hot or am I cold? What else?
Is there more than this?
Is there more than this?
I said I'm alone.
I'm alone.
Something wrong with me.
There's something wrong with me. But then those are going to be painful thoughts, and it's not going to want to stay with those painful thoughts. So it's going to develop, it's going to push those thoughts down to the surface, and it's going to come up with other kinds of thoughts that are not so painful, like,
Oh, a totally cool bottle.
what a totally cool, shiny bottle I am. How do I get some more shine to this? Right? Look at this shape. I am really an awesome bottle. And I'm a thermos, by the way.
And
Double-walled.
I'm double-walled. I'm not just any old, I'm a thermos. You know how, like, that's really an important name. And I notice that you, bottle that I'm looking at, are not a thermos. You're just like a plastic Arrowhead water bottle. Do you see how some of those thoughts are going to start coming along? It's going to start developing a value system for bottles. What differentiates a bottle of great value from a bottle that has no value? Right? It's double-walledness, its ability to hold hot and cold, its ability to hold lots instead of just a little. There's going to be a whole system of judging, a standard to be set for bottles of great value, right? And a status developed around that standard. Do you understand? So that bottles that meet the standard of cool bottleness will have a higher status in the society of bottles. Because, of course, there's lots of bottles. It will gravitate toward other bottles, and there'll be a kind of an us-them thing that will develop over time, and the cool bottles and the not-so-cool bottles, and the bottles that have and the bottles that have not. Right? And a whole drama, right, around bottleness. And so then notice how that drama around bottleness is going to distract from painful thoughts like, I'm lost, I'm alone, what's wrong with me, where's my source, where's my connections, right? All of that kind of thinking is down below and the bottle stays distracted from that thinking by its obsession with its externals. I'll stay focused on the shape and the condition of the bottle and the bottle's relatedness with other bottles and its status as a means of not having to be with these really, really painful stories. And there will come a time in the life of this bottle when it will forget entirely that it was ever a part of the spaciousness in this room. Entirely. That's kind of sad. So then one day, it hears that there is this thing called space. Open, spacious, pure. And just the hearing of it creates this odd, uncomfortable yearning kind of deep within it. And for a long time, it simply turns away from such thinking. It's ludicrous. It's silly. Only New Age bottles think in such ways. We really need to stay focused on the more important things, like bottle protocol and cleaning and maintenance of bottles and these kinds of things, the important things. We need to stay focused on that. Yet there's this kind of nagging yearning that it continues to feel inside of itself. And as hard as it tries, it's drawn toward this concept of air and freedom and spaciousness and infinite intelligence. So finally it breaks down and goes to a class.
With all the other bottles.
With all the other bottles. Sitting kind of sheepishly around talking about things that are very confusing to it. Oftentimes don't make any sense. But there comes a point when it's taught the purpose of that button.
Oh.
It didn't even know, really. It had forgotten entirely that it had this button. And it's never used the button, and so it's never known what the purpose of the button was. And so it kind of like used it as, a status symbol. How good does your button look? My button looks better than yours. This kind of thing. But in the class, it learns that that button is there for a reason, and it learns to do this.
Okay, I think we got it.
Where's that
We're going to find it in a minute. We're going to find it in a minute. So now something really unique is happening. Something from outside of itself is beginning to seep in and create in the air system within a sense of what?
Oneness.
Not yet.
Curiosity.
Chaos.
Oh.
The entire system is being thrown off by what's coming in. And so it's going to want to go like that pretty quickly. Right? Because there's this resistance to the new coming in and throwing off everything, all the sense that the air that's been stuck in the bottle and come to identify as the bottle, it's come to understand that there's a certain reality, a bottle-centered reality. And to open it up completely throws that off. There's a complete new level of reality that begins to seep in, and it freaks the bottle out. Well, it doesn't freak the bottle out, it freaks the air in the bottle that's come to identify itself as the bottle. And it's going to take some courage and some patience and some repetition to be really open and willing to receive the freshness. To receive the air that has not forgotten what it is. The air that knows itself to be what it is, for that to seep in with the air that's forgotten what it is. It's going to take some time. Kind of a willingness for that to take place. It's going to take some practice. It's going to take some courage. That's what we're doing here. I'd like to propose that that's what everybody on the planet's doing here. This is the purpose of life, is to remember what we have forgotten. When consciousness came into form and forgot its true nature. From that point on, the entire purpose of life in every lifetime is for consciousness to wake up to its true nature again. That's what you and I are doing here. Will you turn that off?